Welcome to the Predictive Playbook. I'm your host, John Ryan, and I am very psyched today to have one of the best guests you could have on a Monday, proven winner, known
Thanks.
as Scott in most of his friendship circles. Welcome to the show, Scott. I know you got a ton going on today. You have a special promotion, which we're going to start scrolling at the bottom of the screen so everybody can see it. And how was your weekend? How are things going?
Good, man. I appreciate you having me on the show again. It's the second time I've been here. I really enjoyed my first time on your show. I thought it was amazing. I got a great response from it as well. So you're doing big things here. Weekend was good. Didn't have the best Sunday yesterday, but that's okay. That happens in the game. Saturday was great. So overall, I think it was pretty much an even weekend from a sports betting perspective. But from a personal perspective, hey, I hung in my pool, hung out with my kids. So I had a good weekend.
That's awesome. Always good to hear.
Yeah.
Now, before we get to, we're going to be talking about branding, and it's not going to be just related to sports. We're trying to make these shows a little bit more broad than just free picks and betting trends, betting systems, betting ideas. And Scott is going to provide a lot of valuable information today. He's very knowledgeable about branding, and not just in the sports realm as it pertains to social media. So this is a pretty exciting show just for me to listen to. But I know we want to definitely highlight your promotion that you have going on, which ties into the branding. So why don't we do the promotion first, and I'll turn the floor over to you.
Good. I'm excited about today's promotion. I did it last week, and the response was incredible. I got about 250 entries, and so we're running it back today again. It's a $1,000 giveaway, and so I'm running it on social media, Instagram and Twitter. So you comment on my Instagram, my main @ProvenWinner Instagram, you get an entry. As long as you're following me, and then on Twitter, as long as you retweet, same and following me, you get an entry. And so it's pretty cool. It's right there on the screen right there. I appreciate you throwing that up there. $1,000 worth of value. I'm doing a collaboration with Over Under Girl, and her following is pretty impressive as well. So I'm just thankful that I have all these relationships within the sports betting community to benefit each other and help each other with one common goal, and that's to grow everybody's brand. And we're going to talk a little bit about branding today. So that's what I'm excited about. And today's promotion should go real well. We've hit 6 free winners in a row, and we're looking for a 7th.
That's awesome. I'll take this off now. This question is kind of tongue in cheek, but why in the world would a guy like you, with the success you've had, spend $1,000 for a promotion?
So I've been learned a lot through my time on social media, and this goes for any business in social media, outside of social media, but you really have to invest in your brand. When you believe in what you're doing and you have a business, you need to invest in it. You may take a loss. I think business owners will understand that 2 to 3 years, you take a loss in the brick and mortar industry back, that is still around, but 2 to 3 years, you try to turn a profit. But on the social media side of things, I think that's what's missing, is that even sports handicappers or any business on social media is not putting enough money back into their business to grow their brand. And so I do a lot of different things, just being one of them, to grow my brand.
That's awesome.
So
it makes sense to me too. We talked before we went on the air about giving out free picks. Now you and I both do that, and we both give out real picks. It's not just like looking at the card and say, "Oh, today's free picks is the over in the Sixers game." There's it's a complete research, and it's a real pick that we're going to the window on. So I think branding there too. Once people have the time to get to know you, and then social media gives you the opportunity to make things human. So you can write till the cows come home about great records, great performances, 25 years of experience, what have you. But until they actually meet you and learn that, boy, maybe that is a guy I'd like to hang out with, not necessarily in a bar, because that encourages drinking, but you understand what I'm saying. That the likability,
right,
is much easier to attain by doing these promotions. And I just love what you're doing.
So you touched on a good point. We kind of talked about this before the show. Free, putting value on the word free is so important to any business. So you mentioned, house cleaning service. If you're going to try a cleaning service for a week, and they're going to hopefully send their best employee, right? If you're going to go to a fitness studio or a CrossFit studio and they give you a free week of service, their goal is to keep you as a customer. But I think that is a lost art in our, maybe not so much in the sports betting social media world, but just in business in general. Using the word free because your business produces value and has value to produce customers. And so I know that you use that strategy. I use that strategy. And I think that others should use it in all aspects of business. I think, giving people and producing value up front will turn into more customers.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. It also gives people a test drive. Like, nowadays, I guess you can buy a car without test driving it. But for speaking of myself, I wouldn't buy a high-end SUV unless I actually drove it.
Right.
And this is, the analogy, I think, that you get a sample of the research that's behind the pick. And then it becomes an opportunity to tell the client, all right, you got a week here, but the seasons last several weeks, several months. There's 12 months in the calendar year. And you're given the chance to get them to focus more on the longer term results. So that if that week ends up being, not so hot, it's not a loss, because then you can communicate how this process works in the sports betting industry. It's not a get rich scheme. It's a grind. And I think the promotion is awesome, and it gets more people to your place. And his place, by the way, is www.provenwinners.net. And I believe /NBA gets his special, which is $79 for the rest of the NBA season. There's another opportunity to get a test drive, because most of the premium picks are one pick is probably pretty close to $79. So you're getting a great value here to get a guy with a proven track record. That's why he's called Proven Winners. So I highly recommend you do that. In fact, if you're choosing between me or him today, you're going to pick him. And I don't want your sale today. It's all about Scott today.
Knock it off. But I do want to go back to touch on one thing with branding. So understanding the different platforms and social media is very, very important as well. So take Instagram for understanding their algorithm, right? Like right now, their algorithm, it constantly changes. Saves is the most important thing to get yourself seen on the explore page, then comments, then likes. And so understanding that, encouraging people to do those types of things, obviously giving them something in return for that is very, very important. And then on Twitter, understanding the retweet is the most powerful thing on Twitter, because you're getting in front of their, that person that retweets their entire feed. And so the amount of impressions you can get just from retweets is astronomical. And so you can use that, in my opinion, with any business, right? Give something free in return and ask them to retweet it, and or a significant special. But I think understanding the different platforms, LinkedIn has a whole different algorithm as well. And there's so many these days. So just educating yourself with the different platforms and understanding how to use them, and then testing the market, right? I don't have all the answers. John, you don't have all the answers. I wish we did, but we don't. And just continuing to test the market and having conversations with people in your space, or just business in general, and educating yourself, I think can help grow your brand. And, but again, I'm going to go back to investing in your brand. I pay, and this is full transparency, $200 to $300 every single day I pay for IG promotions, because I believe it is a pay to play world in social media, specifically on Instagram. Even though I do all those things, doesn't mean that I get on the explore page, right? I'm encouraging people to like and comment and do all those things, but I still pay because I'm investing in my brand for the hopes that the new pair of eyes, right, will like what I'm doing. I show my face, try to differentiate myself from the rest of the community. And, if they trust me enough on my free picks, then, maybe they'll buy my service. And so it's worked pretty successful for me thus far, and we're going to continue to learn and grow. But that's some advice on some branding on social media.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the same, kind of business model we had maybe 30 years ago. Where newspapers. For those that don't know what a newspaper is, you used to buy it at a newsstand. But seriously, there was advertising was huge for newspapers, and that's why they don't exist now, because it's all transitioned onto different platforms, such as what Scott just described with Instagram. So instead of paying a newspaper $200 a day, we're now paying $200 to Instagram for those type of advertisements. But I have to say, newspapers had a limited reach, and
Mhm.
social media, that is the big difference. Instagram has essentially an unlimited reach globally. So whatever your product is, it would be severely hampered if you did a local newspaper ad and it only went out to 20,000 people. Whereas here, you don't even really know how many people it can reach. And
It's real interesting to me that we can have customers all over the world, and I do,
yep,
and I'm sure you do as well. South Korea the other day, Brazil the other day, and it just blows my mind that people are watching from these different places, and it's so cool because now you get to build relationships with people all over the world. And again, I think that you do it and I do it, but I think it's a lost art as well. As the communication factor with your customers and your clients, at least in our space, is is not happening as much. And so I'm trying to pride myself on communicating and even educating people on my unit system. And we talked about this before, and bankroll management and how important that is. Because if you think you're going to get rich in this game on one day, you may, but you may lose it tomorrow because that's your mentality. And so we want to
yep.
educate people on the investing side of things, just like the crypto or the stock market. Education, 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 and I think there's value in that too.
Oh, I do too. That's why I'm in the Predictive Playbook lecture hall here on the campus of Sports Betting University. It's
There you go.
it's fantastic. Um, if you don't have anything else to talk about the brand conversation here, do you want to pick a game here, and we'll just tear it up and give out a free pick at the end here?
Sure, sure, sure. So I'm not gonna give it out yet because it's the free pick for tonight, but I do have it's Kings Mavs tonight. My free pick last night was the Kings against the Warriors. Warriors at home. Kings +8. They covered. Warriors won by 4. Close game throughout. And now we got the Kings on a back-to-back against the Mavs. And so that's my free pick today. I'm not going to dive into the details because I'm going to provide them on Telegram and Instagram today. But I will provide a bunch of education and my mentality behind it. I look at a variety of different things when I cap. We're all capped differently, right? And so I look at signals, I look at systems. I have my own built systems to really narrow the board down, and so I can really deep dive into a handful of games. Always 5 being max, but during the week 2 to 3 is what I'm looking at, and I really want to deep dive into those and try to come out profitable 2-1. Obviously the goal is 3-0, but 2-1 is a great day.
Yeah, it is. Take 2-1 over just about any other alternative. That's for sure.
Is there a game that you're looking at that you want to talk about specifically?
Well, I'll take the same route as you, I guess. I just published on Twitter the Predictive Playbook NBA betting angle of the day, and it's a combination of parameters that have worked. They have a good, strong what is called P value, which means that the parameters used for the system really work well together. And it's hit 69%. And the clue, well, actually, you don't need a clue. Just go watch the video. It lasts 2 minutes and 16 seconds.
Okay.
And it's right on the timeline. And it's a double-digit dog in the NBA, going against a playoff. This team is in the playoffs for all intents and purposes. So I'm kind of just teasing you, giving these little nuggets of who it might be. But that this particular playoff team has lost 4 in a row too, and they're double-digit home favorites. So make sure you check out the system though, because it's one you can write down. You can then track it manually. They're not hard to do manually, but you can also DM me and I can teach you how to do it so that's automatic every single day. So I'll leave it at that.
There you go. That's huge. I love that. Education, education, education. And
Yep.
so I like what you're doing. You're really well connected in the sports betting community. And, kudos to John. He's connected with some major brands. Again, back to the branding. You've connected yourself with a couple big groups. And so kudos to you and the work that you're doing. The shows.
Appreciate that. Same to you too. I mean, it is truly about relationships at the end of the day.
It is.
And really at the end of the day, there's been a lot of great careers and a lot of millionaires made simply by the fact that they could say thank you.
I agree.
There's nothing more important if younger people are watching this show, just saying those 2 extra words when somebody did something for you, even if it's so little, it doesn't really matter maybe, but that habit is, I've seen it. I've seen it time and time again.
And I try to be as thankful as possible with every purchase that people make with me. And I always tell everyone, thanks for the opportunity, because it's truly an opportunity.
Yep.
I don't know what the next game brings or the next week brings, right? And if you're buying a week, I don't know what those results look like. So thanks for the opportunity, right? And we'll kind of go from there. Oh, we're losing it.
Well, the ship is tilting. You can tell he's on the ocean.
I know. So, anyways, I appreciate you having me on the show. That's probably a good carry out. And
no, it's awesome having you on, Scott. We'll have you on as often as you want to appear, and I have time for, which I will make time for a guy like you.
I appreciate that.
And guys and gals who are watching this right now, make sure you get over to his site and take advantage of the giveaway, and also take advantage of anything else he has. Every day there's going to be something new for you to explore on his site. So make sure you get over there and check it out. Okay.
Yep. I try to keep it exciting every single day. Try to give you guys new promos every single day, just to keep it interesting and exciting. But if you try one, and I always back up, any promo that I do, that I say, I do what I say. And I know that's kind of a lost art as well. So if I offer a free week for, going 6-0 and I don't go 6-0, you're getting the free week or the free month or whatever it is. So, again, I appreciate you having me on the show. I'd love to be on again, and let's pick some winners today, John. Let's pick some winners.
We will, and you'll be on the show again, I promise you. And for Scott, myself, and the Predictive Playbook, may all the wins be yours.
I'm out, John. Thank you, sir.
You bet, man.